Hiya, my name is Cindy. I'm from South London. I've got 3 children, and I originally came for support with a family practitioner because my brother, who's now, how old is he? He's going to be 18 next month. He actually came into my care when he was 16 because my mum she was struggling with alcohol addiction and things like that. So I was the next person that he could basically come to, and obviously having a teenage boy I needed the support. So Bromley Family Practitioner actually contacted me through social services. I didn't even know the service actually existed, to be quite honest. I thought he was just going to come to me and then that was it. And I was like panicking. Then when Abby came, I was like, oh, like it's not so bad. I've got somebody that's going to guide me and lead me and, like, you know, tell me what to do and things like that. And so that's how I got introduced.
So what kind of help did you want from the family support and parenting practitioner?
Yeah, so in the beginning, obviously the biggest one was financial, because I was like, I don't know what to do, and I didn't know at the time that Abby basically advised me ways that I could get his benefits that he was entitled to directed to me, because for the longest time I didn't know I could even do that. So that was a big help. Also help with his education, because when he was with my mum, he had like dropped out of college and things like that. So I wanted advice on like how to get him back into education, and also how to try and get him, because he was 16 as well, so I wanted to like keep him busy, so maybe like helping him with getting like a little job, helping him to do things, which was yeah, so he got help with that. He came down for some meetings, and I believe he met up with Shegan a few times, and that was quite helpful for him.
What was the meeting with Shegan? Was that to help with?
Yeah, that was, I think he helped him with like his CV,
Okay.
things like that. He did actually end up getting a job, but it didn't last too long, because you know, these teenage boys, they work. But he did end up getting a job. He did it for about 3 months.
Okay.
But it was, it asked too much of him, because he still plays football and things like that. So then he was like, oh, I'm just going to focus on college. And then the massive thing that Abby completely changed our whole lives with was when I came to Abby, I was living in a flat that was mouse infested for years, and basically the whole building was mouse infestation. And basically Abby she helped push my case to let my housing association realise how serious it was. Because I think on the first meeting with her, I was telling her how my daughter had like holes through like her clothes from the mice, and she was just like, what, that's outrageous. And I was trying to tell her like, I've tried everything and they're not doing anything, and because I'd kind of given up at that point. I was just like, I don't know, I'd basically given up, and we were kind of like just having to kind of like live with it. It was really bad. And it's only when Abby came and she basically helped me with my plea, with my case with them, with the housing association, and that's the only time they actually took me seriously. And then for the first time in 5 years, they actually sent pest control to my house, that actually finally investigated the property, saw it was unsuitable to live in, and we actually managed to move out of that property, and then we managed to move into a new property. So yeah, so that was like the biggest of all changes. And the plus side was because my brother came into my care as well. I only had a 2-bedroom flat, obviously, but 3 girls were sharing a room anyway. But he was like sleeping on the sofa for the most part of it, for like the first year or so. So once we moved to the new property, we finally got a 3-bedroom, so now he's got his own room. And then the girls, they've got quite a big room, and I've split in half, so they've still got their room. And yeah, so that's been the great part of it, about it. So that was like the biggest change.
So how are the children feeling from the changes? How has it supported them?
Oh, they're so happy. They're so happy. Even when, so basically when we got moved out of the first property, it wasn't a quick transition. We had to stay in a hotel. We had to stay in like 6 different hotels for about 5 months. So that was stressful, and Abby was like behind everything because the housing association was kind of like, at one point they were saying they were going to go back to the property, and then they didn't know what they were doing. But every time sort of like the Bromley practitioner got involved, they kind of like took it more serious. It's kind of like if I said anything, they were like, oh, it's just another tenant complaining. But when it was backed up with this support, it kind of gave me a leg to stand on, because then it was like my case was actually like important. And then, so that was the biggest help.